Well, see, my phone wants to overheat and not work. Maybe I'll put my phone on gate.
Maybe you talk too much on it and it wants some quiet time.
Really? I think on an anniversary, why don't you get me an anniversary present when you're doing more of this and less of this? How about we do that? I was making good headway too. I think I was really showing a clear link between how we come about selling horses. I told you about Fairly Fringes. I got to Welland Down. 2 very different cases, sprinkled in a little GW Chrome to explain everything. Here's a horse that I love. I love the horse. And I sold him. Then we get to the last horse, and this is a very tough subject because a lot of people, especially when we have horses for quite a while, fall in love with them. I was going to say I do, but I don't fall in love with them that much anymore because I've been doing this a long time. It's a heartbreaking industry sometimes, and a horse like Oso Pine, we put him on gate. We had some people interested. Then he raced poorly a couple of starts, and we had an offer for him last week and decided to decline it because smartly one of our clients had said, "Hey, why don't you wait to see what the horse draws?" I mean, you knew he drew 6, 7, 9 his last 3. They're pitch outs. There's no shot he could do in the open at Northfield Park with the 6 and 7 hole. Then he goes and draws the 9 hole. Now he drops down a class, and then he drew the rail. So it made total sense to hang on to him. The horse did exactly what he's supposed to do from the rail on a half-mile track down a class. He won. The problem I have with Oso Pine, and this is the one thing that all of our clients, at least the people that have been in this game a long time, need to understand is there's only so many starts, right? This was his 16th or 17th start this year. He's probably only got 8 or 10 more left in 2021. And that's not me telling you what his calendar looks like. That's me telling you what the horse can do. That's me knowing Oso Pine, knowing that he's going to start to get tired. And if any of those old injuries that were minor when he was 2 and 3 and 4 start to flare up, they can become unminor in a hurry. And the last thing we want to do is have to rehab Oso Pine back from an injury. And then what you'll see is he'll be a 12 claimer. And nobody wants that. I don't want to let horses go, but I can assure you from lots of experience, something worse than letting horses go when they're racing good is watching them go downhill under your care and not being able to figure out why. So, Oso Pine, looking at what he's worth, we had him listed for 40 US. We turned down 34. Somewhere in between is more than the horse is worth. He can't do a optional 45,000 claimer if there was such a thing in Ontario, where some of our clients want to send him back. So non-winner's a 5, non-winner's a 8,000 horse. Maybe non-winner's a 9 or 10, whatever they have written, if the field is right. And more to that, likely easier in February to April and November to February than it would be this time of year. So Oso Pine's looking at, realistically, 6, 7, 8 more starts this year, maybe 10 if we luck out, where he's going to need a rest from being tired. And we have to keep a very close eye on his body, on his legs. Not a young horse anymore. He's 5 years old. He's not old, but he's going to have things that are going to creep up, and they're going to have to be addressed in a proper fashion. And if that means he's turned out, he's turned out. And when we start talking about these things, I need you to understand and be very, very, very aware of the fact he won't be this Oso Pine forever. So we have to look at what the horse is worth to us, and I know there's going to be some people, and I know I can name them. They're going to say, "Oh, I don't want to sell them for any amount." Well, that's not going to happen. You have to look at your partners also. And although the stable.ca isn't here to turn profits, we certainly are not here to turn losses after losses after losses. There has to be some realistic game plan and business model put in place that can mesh everything together. And that's where we're at with a horse like Oso Pine. I can explain GW Chrome. There's no arguing he is what he is. Love the horse to death, but he is what he is. Fox Valley Britska, Italian Grit, these horses are not stake horses in Indiana. They're not going back to Indiana. They can't do here, so we sold Fox Valley Britska because one of our clients wanted to race him in Indiana. By all means, I could be wrong. In my humble opinion, he is not an Indiana type horse. Neither is Italian Grit. but he fits in Ontario very well. Again, in my estimation. Frilly Fringes, another kind of slam dunk for me. This is a filly that we had high hopes for. She broke a lot of hearts, including mine. But at the same time, that's horse racing. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. She is what she is. Maybe she'll be a good 4-year-old. Fine. Not for us. And then the toughest of all is a case like Oso Pine. You know, so many emotions into Oso Pine. A horse had been with us from the start, made a lot of money, won a number of races. Been a good horse for us. But in the year 2021, he's running out of starts. As a 6-year-old, is he going to be the same as a 5-year-old? Looking at what I know about Oso Pine, no. He's got some wear and tear on him. He's going to be a nice horse. But I think the pinnacle of Oso Pine, for what I see right now or in the foreseeable future, is right now. So, if we were to get what we're asking for, or somewhere thereabouts for Oso Pine, again, we would have to take it because it makes sense. So I know it's not always easy, and I know that sometimes it's easier to be angry at me than understand what I'm trying to achieve and how I'm trying to achieve it. I have to speak for over 900 people. I have to speak for almost 100 horses. And I have to make sense of a chaotic game that is very, very difficult sometimes. I'm not always going to be right, but I can assure you I'm not always going to be wrong. And when it comes to these 3 cases, I'm pretty sure I'm on the right side of the fence. So, that is the best I can do to explain buying and selling. I know I continue to do it, but I think it's important. And until everybody under the banner of thestable.ca understands how we operate, why we operate, and what we're trying to accomplish, I'm going to continue to try and explain it. We talked about the babies on Thursday. Super excited about that. Can't wait. I'm watching the horses go at Gateway and the Meadowlands and Scioto yesterday, the Meadows today. And you're always trying to gauge your horses against there. It's pretty cool. You know, at the end of the day, they're going to show us what they can do and what they can't do very, very soon. And I'm really, really excited to see what takes place Thursday morning at Northfield Park. Happy about the way racing is going, but again, without trying to beat that drum anymore, racing horses when they're bet down and when they're short odds, proper short odds, not because you guys bet on them, and I know you do, but because they belong at those odds. Well and down, 9-5 winner, and looked like a 9-5 winner, right? When we have horses we can find classes for on a consistent basis, we are going to do well at the racetrack, and that is the simplest math I can give you. So, looking forward to Wednesday, 8-5 with Path of Totality, right? Who's the other filly racing from? She's 9-5. Won My Heart Hanover. No hobbles on for the first time ever. 9-5 tomorrow at the Meadows. Then we come back here, 7-2 morning line with War We Welcome. The reason I'm giving you these morning line odds is just to show you we have them in the right class. Who's the other filly? Mama, 2-1 on Mama tomorrow.
Is she in the 16th race?
She's in late, yeah. I'm in. Now, Frilly Fringes is scratched. She was sick, which the timing couldn't be better. But the horse, they put me down to drive a horse in the first race. I can't possibly be back. I looked. The Batmobile is rented. I cannot be back in time to drive the horse in the first, but I can start in the fourth. So look at what we have coming up. War We Welcome. Mama Knows Best. Path of Totality. I'm going to miss somebody for sure. Path of Totality. Won My Heart Hanover. Spirit of Dios got the rail Friday. Of course, White Tiger drew the 9-hole. Squandered a good trip and a good class last week. Drew the 9-hole this week. That's karma. Drew the 9-hole this week. 1st and 12th. Thank you. On Friday. We do have our first fair. Now, if we don't sell well and down, we are likely going to Paulding, Ohio, 2.5 hours away to race for $3,500 because that's my job. I love the fairs. I get no problem going to the fairs. Just what's best for our clients. So, that is the best I can do. 2 videos broken up by a useless phone that overheated. I'm sitting in an air-conditioned car. My phone's overheating. Come on, Samsung. Get your shit together. A very good video broken up into 2 by my lazy overheating phone. And I hope it makes sense exactly what I talked about today. So, tune in on Thursday morning. Everything will be very live from Northfield Park. I am excited. You should be excited. The caretakers are excited. It's going to be a big, big day for us. Talk to you all very soon. Happy anniversary to me and my wife. Take care.